What is up, everyone? Business planning, final week. Are you using the best and most marketing channels that are out there? Hi, everybody. Mike Ferrante here with 21 Mike Team. You can schedule an appointment with me. Go to 21mike.com, click that button at the top, and that'll take you right to our calendar. We're, of course, real estate agents serving Northeast and Central Ohio. But if you have a real estate need pretty much anywhere in the world, we have a vast network of real estate professionals ranging from San Antonio, California, Florida, and even other countries. So hit us up if you have a real estate need. Specifically in Ohio here, we cover Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, all the way down to Mount Vernon, and even out to Lorain and the Youngstown areas. So hit us up at 21mike.com. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, smash that subscribe button and the podcast Free Beer and Real Estate. You can just listen to the audio there. But today we're doing business planning and we are hitting the final week. Last week we talked about who do you market to? What are your sources of business? And of course, if you go all the way back to week one, you can re-listen to those episodes. We start with what is your why, goal setting, time blocking. And today, of course, is the marketing channels, how you reach the people that you want to reach. So I know you guys love my PowerPoints. We're going to start one of those, and we're going to also just go over the different marketing channels. Guys, this is not meant to be, hey, you need to be doing all of this because you'll never do that. Okay. There's just so many different ways to reach people. What I really want you to do as you start watching or listening to this episode is think about which things you're already doing and which things you could start doing, which things you're going to do more of, which things you're going to start doing, and maybe some things that you're going to stop doing if they're not working for you. So again, every Tuesday we do this training 11:30 to about 11:50, 11:55. If you miss it, don't worry, we record it. But if you want to be here live, you're always welcome to hop on the Zoom. You can hit me up. It's Mike at 21mike.com, and I can add you to the invitation. And again, we're going to do marketing channels. So, guys, our business, we always say it is a simple business, but it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it and we'd all be top producers. But when you boil it down to its simplest state, what we do is that we talk to people. Now, whether that's verbally, in the written word, in video, we engage in conversations with people. And I'm going to make you massive lists today. So again, don't be overwhelmed by the lists that I'm making. Just pick and choose. Think about, hey, am I doing this? Am I not doing it? Should I start doing it? Okay. And again, this is the how of growing our business. This is how we reach those people that we targeted last week, your sources of business. Okay, and when I talk about marketing channels, I learned this from my coach Fred, shout out Fred Doliak with Tom Ferry Coaching. He talks about two different categories. There's one-to-one marketing channels, powerful, but not incredibly efficient. Okay, they're the most meaningful conversations that we can have. But again, they take longer to have. Not bad or good, just different than the one-to-many marketing channels that we have available to us. So that's where I do one thing and multiple people see or hear it. So one-to-one or one-to-many. I'm going to make you massive lists today of different marketing channels in both categories so you can think about which ones you're doing, which ones you're not. Start, double down, stop doing. Let's start with the one-to-one marketing channels. All right, guys. And again, just absorb this list. Take pictures of these slides if you want. But think about which ones you already do, which ones you're most equipped to do. Are you good on the phone? Are you better on video? Are you good with the written word? Are you prolific on social media? So number one, phone, voicemails, emails. These all can be done one-to-one. Later, I'm going to get into the one-to-many methods, and emails can be blasted out, okay, as can be some of these other methods. But first thing, this is the basic way that we communicate with people, right? What do? We talk to people. And are you using text? Did you know that text is by far the most responded to form of communication? It's something like 80 some percent of texts are responded to, whereas phone calls, voicemails, emails, you're probably down in single digits. You're anywhere from 8 to 12% response rate on the other forms of communication. So, guys, when you think about how you're communicating with your people, how the marketing channels that you're using on the one-to-one, I think we exclude text way too much. Now, the other form of text that's often overlooked are your direct messages. So I have in here DMs and PMs, direct message, private message, whatever you want to call it. I think that agents, if they're using social media, and you all should be, should spend some amount of your time block sending messages on social media. Okay, now that could be LinkedIn if you know people that are active there, but I'm thinking of Facebook. I'm thinking of Instagram, sending those direct messages. Hey, I saw it was your birthday. Okay, now I love a phone call for the birthday as well, or a card, but the direct message function on these platforms is underutilized. So really think about that. Can you block off 15 minutes in a day when you're doing your other, say, Facebook activities to send out 10 private messages a day? And what do you think the results would be? What do you think the response rate would be on direct messages? Probably a lot like texts, right? Maybe not an instant reply, but you'll get a reply. How about commenting directly on social media? People say to me, Mike, I waste so much time on TikTok and Facebook. Well, that's because you're scrolling. Okay, go on these platforms with the intent to send messages and comment on people's posts. The more you engage with them, the more they'll engage with you. When people comment on your posts, reply to them. Liking, hearting them, that's okay, but actually replying with a comment is much more powerful. It shows more engagement. I love the handwritten note. Guys, if you don't have a stack of thank you notes or holiday cards or whatever on your desk with stamps and return addresses, I've got a pile here. Whenever I want to send a note, I reach over my desk, I grab a note, and I write it after every listing appointment. After every appointment that makes sense, send a follow-up note. And then there's, of course, one-to-one meetings. Okay, grabbing coffee with someone, your top referral sources, you should be meeting with them face to face. Those A people that are highest on your referral sources, the face-to-face meeting is so important. I've talked about door knocking. We talk about it all the time around open houses. But again, that's a one-to-one method of marketing channel. It's slower, but it's effective. Okay. Put a big smile on your face, by the way, guys, when you do your door knocking, whatever platform it is, whether it's open house, whether it's farming your neighborhood, think about door knocking. Again, I'm not saying do all these things, guys. Think about which things you will do, which ones you're doing and you should start doing, which ones you should double down. Pop buys and gifts. This is the Brian Buffini method. Okay. So, there's the Mike Ferry, go get them, prospect hard, transactional. You got Tom Ferry, who's kind of in the middle, and Brian Buffini, who's all about the sphere. I love Buffini. I still believe sphere is your number one source of business. The facts show it, the stats show it. If you're not stopping by people's houses with thoughtful little gifts, okay, I saw one, this is a silly example. I saw one where an agent got ice cream scoops, customized ice cream scoops, and put a little tag on it that said, here, if you ever need the scoop on real estate. Pretty cool, right? All right, now let's talk about, so that's your quick summary of your one-to-one. I'm going to get into some more of this stuff, but I want to get into the one-to-many. Just brief overview here, your one-to-many marketing channels. Who knows what a reverse pop buy is? We just did one of these for our client appreciation pie day. It's time consuming, especially when you have 1,000 people that you're inviting to pie day. Imagine trying to deliver 1,000 pies. So what we do is we send out invitations. Okay. And again, it's the thought that counts in a lot of these cases because they're getting the invite. Come get your pie. Come see us. Reverse pop by. I don't come to you. You come to me. And I engage in conversations with people as they come to get their pie. Now, a reverse pop by could be anything. It could be a neighborhood event. It's something that you organize where your people come to you. So think about the reverse pop by, guys. Throw these ideas in Chat GPT and say, here's some of my interest. Here's some of the interests of the people in my sphere. Give me 10 ideas for a reverse pop by event that I can hold. And speaking of events, they don't have to be pop buys. It could be an event. Okay. It could be, sponsor the block party. You could create an event. Okay. I'll give you an idea. This is more of, this is a free event. Okay. So I'm trying to focus on free things because I know a lot of you guys say, Mike, I don't have money for marketing. We're doing a trust estate will event at the library, not paying for the room, partnering with an estate attorney who's going to be there to deliver awesome content. I'm going to be the MC. I'm going to ask him questions, and then we're going to open it up to the audience. But by simply hosting this event, we're bringing people to us where we can talk to a bunch of people at once in a room. And if you don't like the word event, think of a party. What can you celebrate? Do you do a Kentucky Derby party, Super Bowl party? Do you invite? I'm reminded of the Ghostbusters scene where Rick Moranis has the party at his condo. Remember this scene? And he says, "Oh, these aren't my friends. These are all clients, so I can write off the event." So think of Ghostbusters, Rick Moranis. He invited all his clients to his party, and sure, I'm sure some of them are friends, but kind of a silly example. But think of how you can draw people to you and have conversations that way. How about clubs or boards or groups? My teammate Mike down in Apple Valley Lake just joined a fishing club. Mike, what does that have to do with real estate? Nothing, but you're in a room talking about something that you enjoy, that they enjoy, and real estate eventually comes up. And by the way, wear your shirts, wear your gear, wear your hat, whatever, represent your team, your company. And we'll get to that in a second. But joining these groups, PTA, this is the one I always hear. I'm in the PTA, and it ends up once in a while, real estate comes up, and eventually everyone on that PTA board knows that I'm in real estate. Seminars. So, like the one example I gave with the attorney, but there are other types of seminars. Now, agents immediately go, "Oh, I'll do a first time buyer seminar. I'll do a seller seminar." Yes, those are awesome. But imagine the power of doing seminars that are just real estate adjacent. Okay, it could be anything. Mike and I talked about doing a dog show down in his area. Not really a seminar, but an event. But imagine you bring vendors in, you bring other people in to help with the event, absorb the cost, and many of these things can be free or virtually free. How about open houses? Okay, one to many marketing channel. And those of you saying, "Oh, Mike, I did some open houses, no one showed up." Guess what? You're not doing them right. Okay, I know I'm like being kind of mean here, but this is tough love, Mike, coming out. If you're doing open houses and consistently they're not working for you, you're not doing them right. Hey, do we lay an egg once in a while and we get 0 to 2 people that show up for an open? The answer is yes. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you're doing your open houses correctly, you should be engaging with neighbors, collecting buyers, and hopefully getting seller leads from your open houses. Guys, stay tuned. I'll do scripts later this year. 2026 is going to be awesome. I'm going to get into scripts and dialogues you can use to do all of these. But let me keep going. How about networking? Guys, this is the number one thing I did to build my business. I joined a BNI chapter, Business Networking International. There's chambers of commerce. There's other groups you can join that are specifically geared around business networking. Seek them out. And then you get out what you put in. Okay. Don't tell me, Mike, I was in a BNI chapter and it didn't work. Again, tough love Mike is going to tell you it's because of you. It wasn't the group, it was you. All right, let's talk about specifically free marketing channels. Like I say, if it's free, it's for me, and I'll take three. You like that? Write that down. You have my permission to use that line as long as you attribute it to me. Social media posts and stories. Guys, this is so powerful. I would challenge all of you to post 3 times a day minimum, 2 non-work or real estate related posts and 1 real estate post. At least this is the minimum, but my challenge to you is 3. Post 3 times on whatever platforms you are on. Okay, don't go crazy and say, "Mike, do I have to be on all of them?" I'll have a list for you later, but no, you don't. Pick one. Just pick one platform to start. And by the way, one of the cool things about Facebook is that Facebook and Instagram are connected. So whenever you do a post on Facebook, it's going to ask you, "Do you want to share this to your story?" The answer is almost always yes. And it'll get shared to your Facebook page and Instagram in your stories. So posts, just putting your life out there. People want to know about you. Speaking of knowing about you, how about all of your profiles? Have you all optimized your profiles? Mike, what are you talking about? I've got a list. Okay, this is not an all-encompassing list, okay, but I wanted to throw some names out here that you know and some that you might not know. Actively seek these third-party websites out and update your profiles here. Some of these have back-end referral fees, but who cares? They're free to sign up and there's no monthly cost. Fill out your profiles. So in addition to profiles, we have pages, okay? Specifically on Facebook, you can create a page, create a neighborhood page. Okay, so Rual is in uh, the Warrensville Heights area. He should be checking to see if Facebook has a Warrensville Heights real estate page. Create it, invite people to join. Okay. I also have groups in this list. I'm going to tell you a quick story. About 14 years ago, I created a group, real estate group, Cleveland, Ohio, real estate homes for sale slash rent. I made that name compiling as many of keywords in as I could think of. Cleveland, Ohio, real estate, homes, rent, sale. We're up to almost 20,000 members in that group. It's our one of our number one sources of leads for the team now. Create groups. Are you going to get to 20,000 members quickly? No, it doesn't matter though. Even if it's 200 people in the group, this is 200 people that you've attracted to a page that you now have their attention when you post. In addition to groups, we have all these social media platforms. I told you I'd make you a quick list. There are others. People are like, hey, Mike, what about this one or that one? Absolutely. Get out there. Twitter's now X. You've got all the different, all the different platforms out there. Whatever coincides with your interest, join those groups. And by the way, Reddit and Quora, if I'm saying that right, you need to be there. Okay. Add those when you can. If you're not familiar, look them up. There was a really interesting thing about being present in searches like ChatGPT. Okay, in the generative engine searches, for some reason, those engines love Reddit. So if you're being mentioned in Reddit, if you're active on Reddit, you're more likely to come in a search on ChatGPT or similar, something like best listing agent in Solon, Ohio. Got to be present. And again, you can do free events, okay, like we talked about earlier. Now let's get into some paid channels, okay? If you have a budget, even a small budget, these bulk email services like MailChimp, for example, they start out free. Now, once your database gets too big, they start charging you. Awesome way to customize emails. Dear Scott, Dear Grant, customized emails that you can send out in bulk. Try to craft them so they don't seem like bulk emails, though. That's my quick tip for you there. You can send mail. You can send magazines, postcards. Mike did a recipe postcard a while back, and if I'm not mistaken, got one listing out of it. Hey, not a bad ROI there. So think about direct mail. Direct mail's not dead. We're doing a ton of it. Advertising in publications and papers. Everyone said, and including me, print media is dead. It's not. In certain applications, it can work. Okay, especially if it's a niche, if it's your niche, if it's the church bulletin, maybe. So think about niche marketing in print. Your bulk mail, postcards, letters, flyers, signage. Guys, make sure your signage is awesome. Billboards, displays, posters. There's lots of different platforms. I did 3 billboards last year, cost me over 2 grand. There are smaller ways to do that if you don't have that kind of budget. By the way, billboard is not going to get you business. It's part of the big package here. So I haven't talked about this marketing wheel. Think of your marketing as a whole wheel. If you only have a piece of a wheel, when it spins, it doesn't go round. It clunk, 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 right? Your marketing should be like a wheel. You're in the center of the wheel. All around the edges are all these different things that you're doing. They're all interconnected like spokes. So they're connected around the outside edge and they're connected into the middle. So someone might end up on your website, get a piece of mail from you, see a poster or a park bench that you bought an ad on. They may see your Facebook post. They may watch your YouTube videos, and eventually it comes back to the middle of the wheel. You, Mike, I see you everywhere. That's what you're shooting for, guys. How about swag and apparel? I mentioned it earlier. You walk into your meeting and you're wearing your gear, your Mike team gear, right? People say, "Oh, what do you do? Are you in real estate? I wonder what my home is worth. Zillow said it's this." And of course, what do? First, you ask, "Oh, are you thinking of selling?" But let me do a CMA for you, comparative market analysis. you generate these conversations. By the way, guys, if you're not using yard signs, even on your buyer sold listings, you're missing the boat. So that's another quick tip for you. And think about TV and radio. I know it seems kind of crazy. There's a local agent. I don't do it. She's out there on the radio and TV shows. I think mostly radio, inexpensive, and she's out there giving free real estate advice. It really develops her brand presence out there. All right, so other paid one-to-many marketing channels. Guys, it's so easy to advertise on these three: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I do videos about how to, but you can teach yourself how to run a simple Facebook ad. Okay, you can boost your videos. Hey, Mike, I'm only getting 10 views on my videos. You can actually put 5, 10, $20 behind a video and get hundreds, if not thousands of views. Okay, not a bad way to boost your views and get more eyes on your stuff at a very inexpensive rate. I'm literally putting between $5 and $25 behind certain videos to get more views on them. Someone likes that content and then they go look at your organic content. Remember, spokes of the wheel, all coming back to you. If you're not on Nextdoor, join today. Do not wait. Nextdoor is kind of like a Craigslist slash Facebook that everyone goes there. There's a lot of nonsense, okay, but garage sales, selling my home, need a handyman, engage on Nextdoor. Be the person there providing value. It's not a solicitation site. They will kick you off if you say, hey, if you need a realtor, call me. Not allowed to do that on Nextdoor. LinkedIn, another great place to connect with professionals and to send DMs. Okay, people that are critical to your business, your sources of business, your estate attorneys, your property managers, your real estate attorneys. Think about messaging them on professional platforms like LinkedIn. And everybody, if you do not have a Google business page, oh my God, where have you been hiding? But get a Google business page and fill it all out. Become Google verified. You can run ads there very inexpensively. You could tell it how much you want to spend. I'm getting 3 to 5 Google leads from my Google business page every single week. And you know they're high intent. That's the other thing. A lot of the things we're doing are farming, they're cultivating, but you want high intent people. People who click on your Google business page and say, hey, they're saying things like, I wake up to a message like, hey, I have a house in Akron I need to sell. How high intent is that? All right, let's talk about some other things you can do. Small cost here. We have a podcast. Those of you listening to Free Beer in Real Estate, you once again missed the free beer. It's tomorrow. But seriously, think about a podcast. Think about doing some kind of regular scheduled show where you're putting content out. Think about your website. Is it just a placeholder? Is it an online business card? Or is it a place that actually generates traffic back to you? Are you putting content there? Are you putting your podcast there? Are you putting your blog on your website? Listen, guys, no one's going to read your blog, okay? And that's okay. What it's doing is it's putting SEO content into the world. When I write a blog about the latest property that we sold in Solon, Ohio, do you think I'm doing that because I think, oh, this is great content? Hundreds and hundreds of people are going to read it? No, it's all about the SEO. Sure, someone might read it. By the way, vlog, video, blog type thing, you could do a video series as well. All right, it's homework time. Let's get it done. I want everyone to think about 1 to 3 marketing channels that you're going to try in 2026. Okay, something you're going to add between 1 and 3 things. Don't choose too many. Think about the things that worked for you in 2025 and double down on those things. Expand on them. If door knocking worked, think about different instances where you can door knock, not just around open houses. If you're really engaged on Facebook, think about running a couple ads if you're not doing paid ads. Think about what worked and double down on it. And the last piece, this is the accountability piece. This is what Mike Pillow down in Apple Valley and I talked about, is creating an accountability structure, a calendar, and simplify it. You know, I love what he did this year. He talked about, look, I boiled my business plan down to 3 things. It's phone calls, it's prospecting, you know, just the 3 basic things. Shooting video. Just pick your things, put it on the calendar. It becomes an appointment on your calendar. If you're video shooting, gets interrupted because you have a buyer who has to see a house right at that time, slide that down on your calendar and do it later. Don't just not do it. So create a calendar of your activities, schedule your events, schedule your vacations and your family time, of course. Create that time block. Go back to week 2 and re-listen to that, but make a calendar of these activities that you're going to do because last week you made your list of who you're going to do it with. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. We're going to do more training videos starting in 2026. And of course, I'll tease it once again. We've got a big announcement here in 4 days. And let's just say that it's very exciting and a lot of jaws are going to drop, I hope. But it's all going to be good stuff. And stay tuned. We'll get into the nuts and bolts, like the scripts and dialogues that we actually use. Mike, you say you door knock. What do you say? You do 3 posts a day. What are you posting? I'll get into all the details later. Today was overview. Thank you for being here. Mike at 21 Mike, or go to 21mike.com and click the button to schedule an appointment. Thanks for being here.